In 2015, I was an absolute Chad. Like, girls used to line up to see my face. मेरे DMs भरे हुए थे, but I stopped replying to any of them when I realized I can make the perfect girl in 3D. मेरा जो शौक है 3D मॉडलिंग और इस सब का, ये शुरू ऐसे हुआ था कि गूगल मैप्स ने जब फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम अपने 2D मैप्स को के ऊपर 3D लेयर्स ऐड ऑन की थी, बिल्डिंग्स लगाना शुरू कर दी थी फॉर पहली दफ़ा। तो उस वक्त के लिए ये मेरे लिए इतना इंट्रीगिंग कॉन्सेप्ट था कि होली शिट, मैं अब मैप सिर्फ फ्लैट 2D इमेजेस सैटेलाइट वाली नहीं देखनी होंगी। मतलब मैं एक्चुअली बिल्डिंग्स के आगे पीछे देख सकता हूँ कि वो वाली बिल्डिंग कैसे लग रही है, ये इस एंगल से कैसे लग रही है। मतलब पूरा मैं शहर बेसिकली घूम सकता हूँ कोई भी 3D में, जस्ट using a phone. It was just really exciting for me. So you can imagine my disappointment जब मैं अपने अम्मी का फ़ोन खोला, उस पर मैप्स खोला, उस पर 3D वाला बटन दबाया और कराची में कुछ भी डिफरेंट नहीं हुआ, कुछ भी चेंज नहीं हुआ, सब अभी भी 2D था। शुरू में मुझे लग रहा था शायद ये अभी लोड हो रही है बिल्डिंग्स, मे बी बहुत हैवी फाइल्स हैं ब्रो, टाइम लगेगा इसको लोड करने में। बट कराची में सिर्फ एक ही बिल्डिंग मुझे मिली बहुत ढूंढने के बाद, मतलब उस वक्त, और वो ऐसी लग रही थी। और जब मैं न्यूयॉर्क या पेरिस या लंदन जाता था, मतलब मैप्स पे तो 3D में हर एक छोटी दुकान, घर, हर चीज़ बनी होती थी। तो उस वक्त मुझे समझ आ गया था कि Google didn't think Karachi was worth their time. But then I started thinking, how did that one building get there? 13-year-old Bilal started investigating, of course, and I found out that Google let you send in these files that contain models of buildings, and I couldn't understand what was going on. So I researched some more, found out how buildings were made in 3D and how you could do it for free, and then eventually how you could upload those buildings to Google Earth. If you wanted to upload something onto Google Earth like I did, you had to use a shitty 3D modeling software by Google called SketchUp. But as a kid, remember, this was my first ever 3D modeling software, so it just opened up a world of possibilities for me. Like, I can make anything I could think of. And for my first ever 3D model, I decided to make the one thing that I knew I couldn't screw up. एक स्पेसिफिक डूडल है बैटमैन की, जो मैं प्राइमरी स्कूल से मिडिल स्कूल से हाई स्कूल तक बस ड्रॉ करते जा रहा हूँ हर जगह जहाँ पे भी मुझे चांस मिलता है। कभी बोर हो जाता हूँ तो नोटबुक खोलता हूँ, पीछे वाले पेज पे ये बना देता हूँ ड्राइंग। ये एक स्पेसिफिक पोस्ट बैटमैन का मैंने अपनी CI की टेबल पे भी पेपर ख़त्म होता था बनाता था, जस्ट स्ट्रेस रिलीफ के लिए। तो आई न्यू हाउ टू डू दिस, मैं अपनी आंखें बंद करके मैं बना सकता हूँ। एंड सो आई थॉट इट वाज द परफेक्ट फिट टू स्टार्ट ऑफ माई 3D modeling career. Well, this is how that turned out in 3D. This was the moment I realized that doodling और 3D में एक चीज़ को from scratch बनाने में बहुत ज़्यादा फ़र्क है. So before I started making buildings for Google Earth, I started training for that boss battle by practicing the basics first. The next challenge I took up was my O-level school, Beacon House Defense Campus. Halfway through making this, I had the brilliant idea of turning my school into a Counter-Strike map. You know, the ones where you shoot at people and use guns. Genius idea, I know. But thankfully, one of my friends made me realize that that was the dumbest shit he's ever heard in years. But I didn't want all of that hard work and effort to go to waste. So I thought of making an app that would have a virtual tour of my school for people who haven't been here. I have no idea what I was thinking. Nobody would ever download or want to download or want to ever use that. But for some reason I thought the school would sell it. The school would buy it from me and I would get cash. So that was just an incentive I made up for myself to continue to keep up with the work. But when I realized that I didn't know a single thing about coding or app development, I gave up that whole thing, thankfully. तो कुछ टाइम बाद जब मैं बेहतर हो गया था उस सॉफ्टवेयर में, SketchUp पे, I realized that it was just not powerful enough to keep up with my newfound talents. It was just holding me back from my full potential. I needed something new, something better, and I found one in Blender. I was finally going to be able to show the world what I was capable of. I was Ben Tennyson and Blender was my ultimatrix. I was pumped. As soon as I started Blender, I created this masterpiece. Now, don't let this demotivate you. I was already familiar with 3D work by this point. You're probably not going to be able to reach this level on your first couple of tries, but that's okay. Even masters of their craft need help sometimes. For example, in my next endeavor, I used a 3D downloaded asset for a Red Hood helmet while learning how to create virtual snow. So I wasn't exactly cheating. I was still learning at that point. I just needed something pretty looking from online. So it was my work. It wasn't really my work. It was just, but I learned. Okay. I was really proud of how this turned out, as you can see in one of my previous videos. Next, I tried making my very first human model and somehow ended up converting to Christianity. Now at this point, I hadn't really seen any Pakistani 3D artists on Instagram, at least not super popular ones. So of course, being the ambitious little shit I was, I intended on filling that spot. So I started filling my feed with 3D art related to other accounts that no one asked for, just to get some free shoutouts, you know, basic Instagram stuff. For some reason, you guys really like this cube that looks nothing like my actual apartment building. Then I learned how to make this cute 2D looking ocean, which I then colored red and then reused in this post. And yes, I did fuck around and animate the blood next. I made a cat, made some fish, made an ad that helped us win a business event, some more buildings, my room, this, some tools, barriers, characters, my neighbor's roof, capitalism, some chairs, Habib Bank Plaza, Barrier Icon, Empress Market. But compared to what's next, was a bakwasa. From the day I first installed SketchUp, everything from that point on has been leading to my greatest creation to date. I present to you the death of Commander Safeguard. Also, Google stopped taking requests for 3D buildings a long time ago, so Creek Vista still looks like this instead of this, and it probably always will, so that sucks. But hey, at least I can use all those 3D assets to make a badass video game. Who knows? I'll talk about the game in my next video, maybe, I don't know. Bye. Peace.